So it's that time of year where you might be spending time out of office. You might still be seeing clients through the holidays and holiday season, or you might be spending some time away. And frankly, this year may be presenting new and unknown challenges. You may be approaching the holidays slightly differently than you have in the past. We're going to talk some about how can we communicate those things to clients. So first and foremost, I 1000% trust you as the ultimate judge of what is best for you and your practice in particular. So how much disclosure do you practice, for example? If you're going to be in a different state or a different country, whether or not you disclose that is more of a clinical judgment question that I absolutely understand you and your supervisor will be talking through. As it comes to client communication from a business and marketing perspective, I recommend that at minimum, you put a bounce back up on your email. You adjust or add a note to your voice message machine to let the client know concretely and specifically that you may be responding less quickly or in less cadence than usual. I recommend that you let them know as soon as possible so they can plan accordingly. They may want to increase the amount of sessions they have with you before you go. They may want to double down or have double sessions with you in the weeks that you're around. They may want to continue seeing you through that time, and you may want to talk through whether or not that's something that you're going to do together. So again, there's a blend here of some of the clinical judgment and some best marketing tips. But from a marketing perspective, you want to be as direct and clear as possible. If people are reaching out to you, you want them to know as soon as possible that you may be slower to respond. So that's where you edit your bounce back on your email, and in your voice message, you leave a little note. The email and voice message will be especially helpful for new clients as well, that if people reach out to you to try to book a session, if they don't hear from you, they now know that they can expect to hear from you upon your return, rather than feeling like it's a dark void and not knowing, will the person respond to me, will they not? In which case they may move on to try to receive a response from someone else. And it can also be helpful, if you're interested, to offer something as an interim item, object, support system. So maybe it's a blog post of how new, prospective, and existing clients can manage holiday stress, family boundaries, increase or decreases in level of adrenaline, energy, relationship with food, so that even in your absence, they're connecting with you, they're learning with you, they're growing with you. It can also be a list of resources if someone does need more time-sensitive support. And then throughout, I recommend, if at all possible, for me, sometimes it actually reduces my anxiety if I'm spending a handful of days away, to check once a day in the morning. It helps me feel like, okay, there's no crises, there's no fire that I have to put out. And then I can be more present with unplugging and recharging the rest of the time, versus if I take a complete takeoff, sometimes it's harder and there's some spinning thoughts around, oh, but what if? Whereas if you're able to check, that does not necessarily mean that that's the wrong choice for you. Whereas for some other people, a complete disconnect is absolutely warranted. And this is also where some of the judgment comes in of what works best for you. So just as a recap from the marketing perspective, you want to get those bounce backs up on your email and a note in your voicemail. Try to put some sort of resource, blog post, podcast, list of resources in your email, or you can mention it on the voicemail as well. Let clients know when you're going to be back and be responsive, and try to communicate as directly and as in advance as possible with new and existing clients. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Feel free to tag or share with any colleagues who would also find this helpful. And stay tuned and keep in touch with any questions that be most supportive for you and your practice, particularly as it relates to growing and nurturing a practice from a business and marketing perspective. We can't wait to talk again soon, and really looking forward to keeping in touch. If you are spending some time away, I hope that it's as love-filled and restorative as possible, and looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Bye.